So in the previous battle I tried a balanced Arevaci army. In this battle I wanted to try a Cav-heavy Arevaci army. So I thought I'd bring 8 cavalry units, 4 noble, 2 Celtiberian and 2 Cantabrian. Have 6 slingers, only 4 mercenary Iberian swords and 2, but they are not mercenary, sorry, I keep saying that because I play Carthage a lot. 4 Iberian swords and 2 mercenary, I said it again, and 2 Scutari. Spearmen. So the map is the Dolmens of Karnak, which is a horrible map, mainly because of these dolmens, or these obelisks, pillars. If you get any kind of skirmishing going here, the hitboxes of these stones are actually much larger than what you see, so a lot of the shots are going to miss. So if you're going to skirmish effectively, it's going to be a good idea to move down, but the map is also unbalanced because the player that starts over here by the obelisks, they have a forest and they have the hill advantage, but it can be sort of mitigated by the other player deploying here, but then they don't have the forest. So not my favorite map to play on. It can be a bit campy. My opponent has picked Macedon. He has 3 slingers up front. He has a solid core of hoplites and foot companions. And then he has 2 companion cavalry. So the plan here is going to be using my Cantabrian cavalry to troll his companion cavalry. I'm going to use my slingers to destroy his slingers. I'm going to use my infantry to hold off his infantry for as long as possible, which won't be long because of the quality of my infantry. And then I'm going to use the noble cavalry and cycle charge the hell out of the hoplites and the swords, hopefully using the slingers to destroy the foot companions. So he has a shield bearer general, and he's going to be able to take a pretty significant pounding. He's going into phalanx already, so not really sure about that because it's going to make his men a lot slower. I'm just moving around here, and hopefully I want to draw his companions away from my slingers so they can skirmish on a post against his slingers here, because I just have so many slingers that I'm just going to take this fight straight up and not worry about getting into the forest and not worry about spreading my guys out too much. But the standard crappy slingers, they're going to take quite some time killing these slingers because they only have 20 missile damage and 4 armor penetration, and these slingers have 20 armor and they also have shields, so they should be able to block some of the incoming missiles at least. But they will go down to massed slinger fire. Even getting some shots on the hoplites and the shield bearers, which is nice. My Cantabrian cavalry with their 41 missile damage should be able to do a lot of damage to the companions, and if I micro even decently well, then I should be able to avoid the companions altogether and tire them out from running away from me. So first unit of slingers is going down, stabilized. And these foot companions, I'm going to send out my Iberian swords, just shower them with javelins. Sending foot companions out alone like this is never a good idea. Maybe he just wanted to push away my skirmishers, but this is going to be bad for the foot companions. They're going to be impaled with missiles and killed pretty quickly. So these foot companions won't be able to contribute to the battle in any meaningful way. Cantabrian cavalry still skirmishing away at these companions, killing quite a lot of them. And the companions are already active. Here I miss micro my guys because he turned around. My Cantabrians are winded, but they should still be able to pull away from the companions. Although I'm losing some men now, it's very important to destroy these units. And just due to fire from my Iberian swords, I'm able to take down the foot companions very quickly. So now I can start firing at these other units. And he's just walking slowly towards me here. It would probably have been better to spread out his lines, to have them more thin, and then to just rush, because he has the infantry to be able to rush me here. While walking slowly like this is going to enable me to use all of my missiles and to damage his shield bearers significantly before they get into combat. So this is a nightmare situation for our shield bearers and units in hoplite phalanx. Just look at these pin cushions being destroyed, and now he's going to rush them in. So I'm going to meet the charge with my Iberian swords. They have been taking fire, so these guys are going to break fairly quickly. They're out of ammo, so I'm just going to try to hold his shield bearers for as long as possible, withdraw with my other units. 1 unit of companions destroyed. This unit of Celtiberian cavalry just got a charge on the companions, but they're going to lose massively on the charge to companion cavalry. Go down very quickly, but this is going to hold them for a while, so I can bring in support and I can bring in my missile units. So I'm not really worried about his slingers now, because they are firing at my Iberian swords. I want to take care of his hoplites and his shield bearers, so I'm going to focus fire on them. Pull back my slingers a bit, charge here to stop the enemy hoplites with my cavalry, and they're actually going to get some kills on the charge against hoplites. Charging in here against his slingers with my noble cavalry. Another unit of Celtiberian cavalry coming in from the other side, and this seals the fate of the slingers. So pretty soon I will have both skirmishing superiority and cavalry superiority. It's going to be very difficult for infantry to deal with both cavalry and infantry superiority. This unit of companions is going down pretty quickly to the Cantabrian cavalry. The reason why I gave my Cantabrian cavalry 1 chevron is because then they have 9 shots per minute instead of 8. So it's going to allow them to fire their missiles quicker and do more damage faster when they are being chased by cavalry, which can be pretty important. So he's surrounding my Iberian swords here, which is kind of a mistake, because he should probably have been pushing my skirmishers further away. He's going to win this engagement anyway. So I'm going to send in my Scutari spears. They're going to get the charge here. Not the best charge, but okay. And over here the foot companions are showing just how terrible pikes are offensively. They're just going to march slowly while under massive slinger fire. And I don't move my guys out of the way in time. So these guys are being attacked in the flank by pikes, but since the pikes are so bad at pushing, it's not really a problem, and I'm able to get flanking shots. But here you can see how many missiles are actually hitting above the stones. Like, they're hitting here where they should be clearing the stones, but then they're actually hitting in the air above the stones and hitting the hitbox of the stones. So a lot of these shots that should be hitting are really missing because of these stones. That's pretty annoying. Just bad design. I'm getting some nice charges on the thorax swords with my nobles, and I have so much cavalry that I can just keep cycle charging and pounding his guys. My noble cavalry general has taken some casualties, but nothing major. These guys are in trouble. They are between foot companions, but the foot companions aren't able to push, so they're actually safe where they are standing. Charging into the hoplites, doing some damage, and then firing with missiles. And this stone is also going to reduce the effect of my missiles, because its hitbox is bigger than the actual stone itself. Now his companions are off the field, and now it's just a matter of shooting and charging his guys to death. So these guys would be dying a lot faster if they were on open terrain and not around these stones, but as you can see they are dying very quickly, even though they are hoplites, because they are being fired upon from the unshielded side. And even these slingers can be pretty devastating when firing in massed volleys like this. And one of these slingers cost, I think it's 50% of what Balearic slinger costs. So if there are no elite skirmishers on the field, these guys can be pretty effective if they're allowed to fire for long enough. Against elite skirmishers, they will die en route very quickly, but against just infantry, they can be pretty decent because they are so cheap and they have a high rate of fire. And of course, they have more ammunition than your standard archers. So, nice little blob here. My Iberian swords are amazingly still holding here. Here we can see slingshot rolling on the ground. And my Scutari spears are in shield wall. The foot companions are dying, but this shield wall is going to enable them to hold for quite some time here. And because these guys are in phalanx and these guys are in pike phalanx, they're not going to be very effective in killing my Scutari spears. So it would have been better to turn off phalanx with these guys and just spam click attack orders on the Scutari spearmen. Then they would die very quickly indeed. My Iberian swords are finally routing. His shield bearers are almost dead. Now they are wavering, and I have a mass of elite cavalry coming in here, getting uphill charges. So not the best charges I'm getting here, but I have the advantage I have is so severe now that it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to use my Cantabrian cavalry to fire their last javelins into the backs of these foot companions. The foot companions are going to die pretty effectively, even though you can see the slingshots hitting way above the stone's hitbox here and dropping to the ground. So even so, enough missiles are making it through that I'm able to make them waver. Then I'm going to give them a rear charge, which should further take them down a bit. Although Cantabrian cavalry isn't the best charging unit, they're still going to confer the penalty on the unit for rear charging. And now it's just going to be a series of cycle charges against the thorax swords and against the hoplites. So hoplites are good against engaged cavalry, but they aren't really able to stand up to repeated charges very well. So shield bearers under focus fire from my slingers should go down pretty quickly. Over here my Scutari spears, he's giving attack orders now, so my Scutari spears should die soon. But still they have bought me valuable time to skirmish and to get my cavalry charges in. So this unit is gone. This unit is going to get focus fired into the back from skirmishers that have a higher position than they have. So this is going to do a lot of damage to the hoplites. They're going to die extremely quickly. And now it's just a matter of breaking these two last units. And although this probably wasn't the best Macedon build, it was quite fun to use skirmish and Cavalry-heavy build. That's probably a bit unexpected. Most people expect a sword rush from the Arevaci, which might be the reason why he brought his foot companion, so he could hold the center and then shoot at me with his slingers and protect the flanks with hoplites and such. So good game, well played to my opponent, and close victory. The Iberian swords did fairly well, the slingers did okay for their price. The noble cavalry acted as the hammers and broke the enemy units, while these guys did a very important job in destroying the companion cavalry. So here is the utter failure that is pikes in patch 16 and also in patch 15. Although they were pretty close and they had attack orders, they weren't really able to get any kills. More thorax swords would probably have been a good idea, and Thessalian cavalry instead of companions, so you can just bring more cavalry. I think is a good idea for Macedon, but it was fun trying Arevaci cavalry build. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again on the battlefield.